If you go to parts of rural Italy, if you go to small villages in northern Italy, I was there a couple of years ago. You can see they're literally emptying out and dying. They have schoolhouses that were built in the 1970s on the expectation of a reasonably normal, historically normal fertility rate, and those classrooms are empty now. And as you say, at a certain point, you know, whoever is on the regional transportation board has to start thinking, well, do we have enough able-bodied young people even to maintain the road to that village? So you can see when it's like 200 people in a village, it literally dying before your eyes. But people seem to find it hard to translate that to a kind of national level.
Yeah, and the thing that's deceptive about it as well in a country like the UK, where we have very high levels of net migration,
Mm.
is we've actually continued to have an expanding population all this time, you know, partly
Mm.
because people are living longer, which means that the elderly population grows and grows, and partly because we have very high levels of inward migration. It's not as though the population is actually shrinking. It isn't. What is shrinking, though, is the number of babies being born in Britain.
Mm.
And to some extent, the government, I think, is assuming that mass migration is going to solve this problem because you can just import more workers, you know, who will
Yeah.
do the jobs. And also, first generation immigrants tend to have more babies
Mm.
than native born people, but that effect declines over time, and normally second generation immigrants match the native birth rate. So it's not a permanent solution. And also the thing is that, you know, this is happening across the whole world. Eventually we're not going to be able to just steal young people from other countries because there aren't going to be enough to go around.